Tuesday, the 27th of February, 2024, will join a list of other notorious wildfire events and go down as a red letter day in the history of the Texas Panhandle. Let's talk about the fire danger as we go forward in this Wednesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. All right, good morning. It is Wednesday, the 28th of February, 2024. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Bully-in-Chief David Reimer. For those of you not aware, yesterday, the 27th of February, was one of the most significant wildfire outbreaks we've seen across the state of Texas, and it joins a list of other notorious events we've dealt with in recent decades. We're not going to know the final numbers, all of that, until the fires are under control and survey crews have a chance to go in and determine just how many structures were lost. But we know there has been a considerable number of structures destroyed, dozens at least. We haven't heard any information on missing folks, injuries, or fatalities, but it is entirely possible we're going to end up having some, as the fire spread yesterday was extreme, and we ended up dealing with fires you simply couldn't outrun, outwalk, and in some cases it may have been too late for some folks. We're just going to have to wait and see and hope and pray. This is a view from satellite data yesterday afternoon as the cool front brought a northerly wind shift to the fire ground, resulting in the southern flank of multiple fires becoming the heads and increasing in intensity. A couple fires here near Claude, the Juliet Pass fire, now 2,963 acres and 100% contained. The Grapevine Creek fire west of Wheeler, which you can't see on this satellite image because it is obscured by cloud cover, at least 30,000 acres with 20% containment. The Windy Deuce fire, which began east of 287 north of Amarillo and moved towards the northeast sides of Amarillo last night, 20,000 acres at least. That was the update before the fire growth last night, so it is most likely much larger now with 20% containment. And then a fire which may go down in the record books, the Smokehouse Creek fire that began near Stinnett 2 days ago, has progressed near or into portions of Borger, north of Pampa, Miami, Canadian, Glacier, and into far western Oklahoma. The latest count this morning, 300,000 acres, no containment. So all in all, we have burned at least 350 to 400,000 acres of the Texas Panhandle in the last 2 days. Some satellite imagery data, using the same data we're using here, suggests the total acreage burned, and including acreage from the Smoke Creek fire, could be double to triple what the current numbers are. That is not a number we're going to know for sure until aircraft have a chance to do aerial observations. But the Smokehouse Creek fire alone has likely extended 70 to 80 miles from near Stinnett into far western Oklahoma. And again, we have lost a considerable number of structures. The exact number we're not going to probably know for days until crews can go in and survey and get an accurate count. We don't know how many homes, businesses have been destroyed. We don't know if we've lost any lives. Undoubtedly, the livestock losses are going to be monumental. So please keep those in the Panhandle in your thoughts and prayers as the firefight will continue. Although at least today, we will have much more favorable conditions with lighter winds, lower temperatures, and higher humidities. Let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast winds as we go through today, tonight, into Thursday. This is using the high-res rapid refresh model showing maximum wind gusts, wind direction with the arrows. Those black lines are your ISO bars. You can see today we're expecting northerly winds across the majority of the state. We will see winds diminish by this evening into tonight, but it's going to be windy this morning, especially across the southeastern half of Texas, with those winds generally diminishing below 30 miles an hour gust-wise as we get into late tonight. The exception, the borderland, far west Texas, the Big Bend region, it's going to get windy tonight. As we go into tomorrow, a quick return to southerly winds will occur. Winds will gust at times up to 25 to 30 miles an hour across the state, including the Panhandle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chance for precipitation. Now, I'm going to restart this real quick. Here we go, 7 a.m. You can see this model, the high-res rapid refresh model, is indicating areas of light to locally moderate rain across the Big Bend, the southern Permian Basin, moving into the Concho Valley, portions of North Texas. Most of this is not going to be heavy. And in fact, you can see it actually moves it southwest. There's a dyslexic nightmare. And then we finally start acting a little more typical for the northern hemisphere. You can see tonight into Thursday morning, scattered showers and even thunderstorms. Big Bend, Permian Basin, moving northeast into the Concho Valley, the Big Country, and North Texas and Texoma on Thursday. You notice we may also have a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two in the Panhandle and West Texas Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon. Temperatures may become cold enough, especially aloft, to support a rain-snow mix. It is not out of the realm of possibility we see a dusting, maybe 1/2 inch of snow on grassy surfaces, but this is not expected to be a significant winter storm or one that deposits a significant amount of snowfall. Nevertheless, any precipitation we can get to help dampen the fires down will be beneficial. Forecast precipitation totals, rain department, or any snow that melts over the next few days, we're looking at 1/2 inch of rain across the Big Bend, the Davis Mounds, the Trans-Pecos, places like Marfa, Alpine, Fort Stockton, west on Interstate 10 to Van Horn, out to the borderland, El Paso. 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain, locally higher. Pretty good. Diminishing rain totals pretty quickly, though, once you move northeast into the Permian Basin, the Concho Valley, the Big Country, West Texas, and the Panhandle, where we'll be lucky to get 1/10 of an inch of rain. Most rainfall totals will amount to 0.05 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch. That's not going to do anything. Golden Triangle, southeast Texas, we could also see 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch of rain on Thursday into Thursday night and Friday. But again, this is not going to be a severe thunderstorm situation or a situation where we should see too much flooding. This will not be a situation that provides long-term relief from fires. If we're being realistic, 1/10 of an inch of rain in the Panhandle, yeah, we're going to have lower fire danger today, the first half of tomorrow. Once the sun comes out, once temperatures rise back up and we get winds again, we're going to dry the grass out within 6 to 12 hours, and we'll be back where we were. Temperatures over the next several days. Here's today's high temperature forecast. This is from 6 a.m. onward this morning, so cold front should be through the northern half of Texas. Highs in the 40s and 50s northern half of Texas today. Southeastern half of Texas, we're going to see temperatures in the 60s, 70s to middle 80s. As that cold front moves south this morning and this afternoon, temperatures will fall behind it with gusty north winds. So we head into tonight, a potential for a freeze across the northern third of Texas. High temperatures on Thursday, generally speaking, 50s, the northern/northeastern half to 2/3 of the state of Texas, 60s to low 70s in the Big Bend, the Trans-Pecos, South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, and along the Texas Gulf Coast, right back up in the 70s and 80s by Friday. So that cool front, that cooler snap, yeah, we're going to be done with it by Friday. 60s eastern third of Texas, 70s, 80s western 2/3 of Texas, gusty south winds returning. The fire danger will be increasing once again, with high to very high wildfire danger across the western third of Texas. That does include the Panhandle and West Texas. So today will probably be the lowest fire day we deal with of the next 5 in those areas. Thursday, it goes back up a bit, though that could be moderated by some precipitation in the morning. Friday is when we get back on the road to a higher fire danger. Saturday's high temperature forecast across the state. 70s to low 80s, eastern third of Texas. Center tier of Texas, or center column of Texas, we're looking at low to middle 80s, potential for low 90s in the Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Valley. 70s, 80s, western third of Texas, potential for gusty afternoon winds up to 35 miles an hour. Fire danger, very high. Sunday, our next weather maker will move into the region. The potential for wind gust across the western third of Texas of of 45 to 55 miles per hour. Very dry conditions as a dry line moves east, resulting in a similar fire weather setup as yesterday, although the wind should be lower. At this point, it does not look like we're doing 60, 70 mile an hour winds. We'll keep an eye on it, but Sunday has the potential to be a very high to critical fire weather day, once again, just like yesterday. Across the Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas, the Permian Basin, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, and areas of far West Texas. Clearly, especially in the Panhandle in West Texas, we have seen enough moisture or enough fuel curing to support significant large wildfire activity. Not necessarily something we saw or expected until 2 days ago. One reason simply could be, remember the record wet May and June we had in the Panhandle, West Texas? All the grass that bloomed, all the flowers, well, all that went dormant over the winter, all that fuel loading. Yeah, you'll be okay, Cece. Yeah, you'll be okay. You can wait 2 seconds. Yes, I know. You're very upset at me. Yes, the dog is mad. The dog wants to be out of her locked room, but unfortunately, I'm making a video. So again, with all that fuel curing, clearly, we're in the problem department now, and that's not going to change anytime soon. We're not looking ahead in the next week or two and seeing some huge rainmaker. We're going to have more fire issues to deal with, so keep that in mind. As we go through the weekend and early next week, Sunday night to Monday, a cool front moving southeast through Texas. It doesn't look like it's going to pack the same punch today's did in terms of dropping our temperatures into the 40s and 50s, but it may be enough to knock things down to 60s. We'll keep an eye on it as we get closer. At this point, not optimistic about rain chances in the state. We'll have to watch it, though. Can't totally rule out a shower, thunderstorm in the Arklatex, Texoma, northeast Texas. So, again, our thoughts and prayers do go out to all those impacted by the wildfires in the Panhandle in West Texas. We hope you're all okay. I realize a lot of you have lost property, or you know folks who have. Well, we're Texans. We're going to be there for them. That's what we do. So we'll keep you updated in the weather department. We'll keep you updated as the fires progress, and we'll just do our best to keep you ahead of it all. Clearly at Texas Storm Chasers, we don't just cover storms. We'll have our next Texas Weather Roundup out bright and early on Thursday. Y'all make it a good Wednesday. God bless.